Happy Friday, CCMP family. I hope you've had a great week this week, and I hope you're prepared to go into the weekend. And it's been a week where you have gotten to press into prayer, where you've gotten to reconnect with the Lord, where you, as we talked about on Wednesday, we talked about the 4 different heart conditions that all of us are in at some point or another, and you identify where you are, and then you go to God and you come to God as you are. So often we try to show up to God with our church face on, and I don't really know if we're actually able to come to God like that, because Jesus met people where they were really at in their life. And I believe that where you're really at is how you need and where you need to come to God. And so that was our challenge midweek, and I hope you've been able to learn and press in, and God's really been able to heal your heart no matter where you're at, or sustain you throughout this week and lead you into the weekend. And so I hope you and your family have an amazing weekend. As I've already shared on this past Wednesday, we have a great family-oriented, intimate service here at CCMP. It's a real special Sunday, and that probably is oversaid because every Sunday is unique and special here at CCMP. But this Sunday, we are dedicating our first deacons here. Deacons are simply servant leaders. And I know some of you may not even know what the role of a deacon is. And so my encouragement would be, come here. Press into Acts chapter 6, verses 1 through 7. Or 1 Timothy chapter 3, verses 1 through 7. Those are great places to begin to process and think about and refresh yourself on what is the role of a deacon. Because as God is building His church here in Mount Pleasant, as I sit here in the auditorium, I can't help but think of the fact that it all started in the barn, and then we went to the school, and then the mill, and now we're here at this campus. And Pastor Snow and I have continued to try and shepherd to the best of our abilities, and we want to continue to see that happen. And so to be able to do that, this is the next step for us here at CCMP. And so it's going to be an amazing time, as there's 14 men and women, 14 families that have decided that God has led them to do this and serve this body in that capacity. And so we get to pray over them and dedicate them to this position. And so I can't wait for you to be here. I can't wait for you to be a part of it. We're going to have communion at the conclusion of it to remind ourselves of why we're doing all of this, but also to celebrate what God is doing and the sacrifice that gave us freedom. So enjoy that. And then I also want to highlight an amazing opportunity to draw close to the Lord as well. So Sunday night, we won't have our normal evening activities. Parents and teenagers, don't bring your teenagers because Tribe won't be here. Well, actually, bring your teenagers, but it's just going to be a night of worship here in the auditorium. So come, enjoy. The altar will be open all night long, and it's just going to be a real intimate time for you to draw close to God. To hand over pieces of your heart where you've been needing to be healed. And so I look forward to, it's going to be a great, again, family-oriented weekend, and God's going to do something, and we're going to see Him move in this body. And so can't wait to see you this weekend. Have an amazing day.